Hello. Can you all hear me? Look at this. Look how set up I am in my new home. Let me know if you can hear me by pushing like a 1 or a 2 or a 3. Actually, just push a 1. I don't know why I said that. Hey, Kate Does Crime. Can you hear me? Look at my fancy daughter's pink and blue headset. I am pretty impressed here. 406. Yeah, isn't this a nice house? So my kids all have exceptionally better okay, let me drop the link for whoever wants to come up. I know Punkette was going to. Y'all are welcome. So my kids, thanks, Jody Gail. I don't know how to work. Kids both have like really high-powered gaming computers in their room. Their cousin builds computers, and he built with them, each of them, a computer.
Not me.
And yeah, I know that piano, except for my youngest. But I have the really old 10-year laptop, and they get the really nice stuff. So anyways, my daughter said, you can use my, don't they though? You can use my headphones, which were a lot, and my gaming computer to stream tonight. And I thought, all right, well, so if you hear yelling in the background, but I just got back from, but you know what I really need to make this all pop is a green screen. But I just got back from a fair. Oh, there's a bug on the screen. A fair. Ew. That I haven't been to a fair in years. And I rode a lot. Well, no, I just rode like one big ride with my father-in-law because my kids don't like rides. And it was just like, it was really fun because I do like roller coasters and stuff. And so I was like going to the top and I was having a blast. But it was the after effect that I wasn't prepared for. It was the nauseous feeling that I still have right now. So, but anyways, so there's not that much. I thought I'd go live because there's not that much going on right now on YouTube, it seems. And so I thought this would be a good time to kind of dissect some things. Again, if anybody wants to come up, you are more than welcome to. And I know Punkette is right there. Punkette, the link is up there and I can drop it again. The Kylie Rodney case. So obviously there's not like a lot to talk about with her, but there are some different things. So I've been trying to do a deeper dive into different aspects. So there's a couple things. There's a lot of conspiracy theories, and we're going to talk about it going around right now. And I'm not saying that they're not, I don't know where to look on these high-powered things. I'm like, where do I look? And then your head disappears because you don't have a green screen. But I'm not crazy about like some of the theories, but I think with this case, it's so bizarre that we can't completely say that it's not true. I do think people can be more tactful in their titles. Like I saw a title today that was like Kylie Rodney, did she OD and her friends covered up? Okay, perhaps, but I still think we could be more tactful. So we're going to talk a little bit about her. First, I want to make a public plea and kind of not just a public plea, but give you an update. So we know, you guys all know that I've been working with Kaylee Jones' mom, and what did I just do to myself? Oh, it's Punkette. Okay. Hey.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Can you hear me okay?
Gamer. Yep. So Punkette's going to talk about that. But one thing I wanted to talk about really quick with Kaylee, and I told Brenda, is so Kaylee Jones, remember, she's a 16-year-old that's been missing out of Atlanta, Georgia. Unfortunately, we are now over 2 months. It'll be 3 months. Gosh. It'll be 3 months in September. And her parents are pretty desperate because, yeah, I know Kate Does Crime. There has been zero updates. I mean, they don't have anything remotely that a sign that of where she is since she left her bedroom. And it's just very discouraging for them. So what she needs, Brenda has asked, is they are again trying to distribute flyers. I can't talk. Hey, save Robbie. They are trying to distribute, hey, Unique Trauma, flyers in the Georgia area. I'm going to reach out to a couple of people I know. Her mom, hey, Tattoos, hey, Kellyanne. Her mom is having a really hard time because she did break her arm. She broke her arm falling off of Kaylee's horse, which is to try to, because if you know anything about horses, you have to keep the horses moving, I guess. Like you have to, because she's trained. Kaylee was it's just really horrible. My point was, she has asked if anybody would be willing in Georgia to hang flyers. Please let me know, and we will get you flyers to hang. At this point, we just are trying to keep getting them up and stuff. So, just pray for some sort of lead soon. They really need to find Kaylee, and they want to bring their daughter home. But all right. So the reason I brought up Punkette is because she's cool. But also she is, I don't know if y'all knew this, but Punkette has a degree in geology and stuff.
Yep, geology.
So I've been putting her on duties here in the background of finding things out. Like, I'm very curious about some of the deeper dives, and that sounds weird, pun, into this case, okay? Like how the actual lake itself, because we know that it was, so Punkette went as far as figuring out for me of the possibility of where Kylie would go into the lake, how far out that it drops to 20 or to 57 feet, right? 57 feet. And I think you came up with 960 feet or something like that from the one location where they claimed she was pinged to actually get the car out to where it would drop off that deep.
Yeah.
So then I had her also, she reached out to a friend, and she's going to tell us about this. So the friend, Kate, if you want to come up, you can. Anybody can. This is going to be open discussion. The friend she reached out to, I'll let her tell you about that, but a lot of it is to do with, I wanted to know what the actual lake, what would it be like to drive into a lake, basically. Go ahead, Punkette, you filled it. Now, this is because we want to understand, right, what are the odds that Kylie drove into the lake that night and not be found now 13 days later. Go ahead.
Yeah, so going into this, my theory was just she was at the lake. Either the lake or went off in the back road somewhere, because she hasn't been on her car hasn't been on any traffic cams or anything. So Parker had me, like you said, looking into the lake, looking into things. And for the life of me, I could not find any underwater photos of the Prosser Creek Reservoir. I could not find nothing. So I went out on Facebook and on Twitter just asking if anybody was in the area who was from Truckee, or anybody who went there, if they had any information about the lake. And 2 people reached out to me. I'm not going to say who they are, but I'm just going to read what they wrote. I asked, go to my post. So what I originally asked were about visibility, the visibility conditions, current, just anything that I can get. So the first person said that it's pretty much mud and clay everywhere. And it's super murky water. You can't even see your feet when you're swimming in there. And then they said as soon as you step into the water, you immediately sink down to your ankles. Another person said that they would go 4-wheeling around the area, and they said that there was no way her car could have went into the lake, especially in the shallow areas, because you get stuck right away. Like their ATVs, everything gets stuck in the water. They said they don't know if, even if you're going at extremely high speeds, if you would be able to get into the lake. But if they said it's more realistically if she went off on a dirt road or whatever the situation was, because as soon as you step into that lake, you immediately sink down into the mud.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That I appreciate you doing that. Go ahead, Kate.
I don't know. I was just popping in saying hi. I like when I looked at the stuff, it looks like this, like the texture of it would, like make a car sink pretty quickly. There's pictures going around where people are like a drone, I guess, was flying over the lake, and I don't know, somebody screenshotted it, and now they're saying they can see a car under the water.
Really?
And they're comparing the picture to like the front end of a Honda CRV. I have the screenshots. I could probably
Yeah,
put them on the
that
screen. I don't know. I see like a reflection, but I mean, I can see what they're saying. Like, I can see how they could think they're making this out,
right.
but I don't know.
But then it's kind of like one of those things where we see what we want to see, and some,
Yeah.
like everything is going to look like a car. What about off the road into the lake? That's a good question, just Carrie. Is there a spot that you saw Punk at, because you've been, yeah, I think it's a stretch to Tia, stop, that you've been studying this lake backwards and forwards. Do you think that is there a drop off anywhere into the lake?
Not for what I'm seeing in the Somerset
Yeah.
too. Around the lake, it's pretty much the same depth until you go much further, and then there's that drop off that we saw. But they said it's pretty much the same shallow depth
Right.
all the way around.
Yeah, and then it was like too, when I found out that it would really be about 900 and some feet before her car ever hit the 57 feet mark. I mean, that car would have to be floating a distance, and I just don't know if in that mud it would float that far.
Yeah, I mean, the only possible thing I could think of is the boat ramp, but I'm pretty sure they looked there. And then looking into like the geology reports and everything, it looks like it's very silty under there. So even if they're under there, like I said, they would have to be very careful silting it out even more. I mean, they already said visibility is already bad under there. So I would assume that they would have to be very careful when they're down there diving so they don't cover the car more if it's under them.
So did you all catch the Adventures with a Purpose? They got there. So
Yeah.
Punkette showed me. If you find that, Kate, are you allowed to share your screen from
Yeah, I can share it from mine, and then you can just
Yeah.
add it when I do. I just gotta send it to myself real quick, and then I'll
Yeah, go ahead and do that. So we'll watch Adventures with a Purpose, the interview that they just came, or it wasn't really an interview, I don't think, but just kind of talking about, this is like way too techie for me. This
Oh no, you're dead. You're dead kid. Sorry.
yeah, I can't find it now. Oh yeah, I can. Duh. Wow, this is fancy.
This weekend marks 2 weeks since anyone has seen or heard from 16-year-old Kylie Rodney. She was at an end of summer party at a campground in a small town, Truckee, California. It's about 20 miles north of Lake Tahoe. Her car, a silver Honda CRV, is also missing tonight, and her phone last pinged near the campground, leading investigators to focus their search on that wooded area and the nearby reservoir. Despite nearly 19,000 hours of searching and more than 1,500 tips, there has still been no sign of Kylie. Authorities are now asking the dive group Adventures with Purpose to come in and help. The team typically focuses on cold cases involving vehicles that may have ended up in water. They have dropped everything they were doing to now join in the search for Kylie. I'm going to be speaking with Doug Bishop. He is a member of Adventures with Purpose in just a moment about the dive they have coming up tomorrow. First, though, investigators are certain that someone knows something about what happened to this 16-year-old, to Kylie. The party at the campground had between 200 and 300 people, and Kylie's friends tell us it got out of control quickly.
A lot of older people started showing up that people didn't know. Like, a lot of drugs were involved, like drugs that we don't typically have just in parties. And our parties also just aren't normally that big.
I went up to her and I said, hey, I got another ride home, because she was meant to be my ride home, but I knew she was too intoxicated to get me home. So I said, hey, I found another ride home. Like, I hope you stay safe. Like, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, I love you. Like, have fun and stuff. I think it's totally possible that somebody could have taken her and maybe offered to drive her home.
And that is why Kylie's mom believes some of the teenagers at that party are scared now to speak up. Here is what her mom told me last week here on Prime.
I will tell Kylie that I love her so, so much. So many people love you. And we're all looking and we're trying so, so hard. And I'm so sorry we haven't found you yet, but we're not giving up and just hang in there, sweetie, because we'll find you soon, bring you home.
And Lindsay, a message to anybody who was at the party Friday night who is afraid to come forward and share anything they know, anything that they saw, for fear of getting in trouble for what they were doing that night.
Oh, nobody cares about what you were doing. Nobody cares. I promise you. Nobody cares. All that we care about is bringing Kylie back. All that we care about is getting any kind of little bit of information that can help us move forward in our search to find her. And we promise you that you won't get in any trouble. We promise you there's anonymous tip lines even. There's other peers that you can reach out to if you're nervous. It's a hard thing to be courageous.
And the mom telling me, if anyone knows anything, please come forward. Joining me now is Doug Bishop. He is from Adventures with Purpose, part of the dive team that will be out there in the Prosser Creek Reservoir area tomorrow, searching for Kylie's car. Doug, thank you again for coming back and for what you and your team are doing. Law enforcement, we've heard in the last few days, week or so, they've scaled back their efforts in searching for Kylie. They've called you in. How did this all come about?
You know, we have a large fan base and a support group all over the world. And, you know, the call came through. We heard it loud and clear by thousands of requests. We are in communication with the Placer County Sheriff's Department. They're very happy in welcoming us in. We're going to utilize our unique skill set as well as the search tactics that we've developed that have made us successful.
What are those unique skills that you all bring?
We specialize particularly in sonar. Underwater sonar search and recovery, particularly in finding vehicles underwater.
And you have been successful in the past in many cold cases. We've talked to you about that here on the program, Doug. The Prosser Creek Reservoir, what do you know about this particular waterway, what you'll encounter tomorrow? How deep is it? How murky is it?
You know, visibility isn't that bad. I have intel on that so far. We know we're working with a max depth of right around 55 to 60 feet, which is, you know, right in our wheelhouse. It's nothing normal than any other. It's nothing different than any other case that we take on. We're going to come in, we're going to utilize those search tactics that we've developed, and we're going to start at square one and work our way out. And we're not going to leave any inch of water uncovered.
The only difference here is you guys generally focus on cold cases, cases that are years old, that don't have the resources that Kylie's case has had. This is an active, ongoing search. Do you approach that any differently?
Slightly differently, yes. Yeah, obviously this takes a lot of cooperation with the local authorities and multiple agencies because of the climate surrounding the resources that are involved. But outside of that, no, we've developed a unique search tactic that helps us. It's very successful. It's helped us solve over 23 cases within the last 2 years. So we're going to stick to exactly what we know.
How do you prepare for tomorrow in terms of equipment, the sonar equipment that you'll be using, the technology, how big of a space that you'll be looking?
You know, we're going to use our sonar equipment. We're using cutting edge Garmin sonar technology. We're going to be utilizing 2 boats in all of the different waterways we're going to be in, and we're going to stay with our tight, efficient team of 6 people. And we're going to do what we do. We're going to be working very hard. We're going to try our best to fly under the radar. You know, there's a lot of eyes on this, you know, so we're going to try to do our best to stay focused and not get sidetracked with any of the other mess that's going on around.
We hear so often from families that you guys give hope, in many cases, closure. Have you spoken with Kylie's family ahead of the search to kind of prepare them for what you guys will be doing?
You know, I have spoken with her extended family, yes. And this case, you know, you hit it right on the nose. It's different from what we normally work with. Typically, we're working cases that are 20 and 30 years old. This case, I can tell you, although we're going to come in and we're going to work it really hard, I don't want to be successful. I hope and I pray, and I hope everybody else is praying that, you know, that Kylie is found and found safe. You know, the biggest thing in all of this is she was at a party that had 200 to 300 people. Someone knows something. And that's a really accurate assessment to make.
Obviously, protecting the integrity of your investigation, working with local law enforcement. How closely are you in contact with the authorities on the scene that are doing the search on the ground and that have been in the water?
Extremely close.
Can you elaborate?
I cannot elaborate any further than that, but I can tell you, our search information is going to be aligned with their search information and communicating every step of the way.
Yeah, I hear you. Doug, the primary focus is obviously Kylie's case right now, and keeping her face in the headlines, but it's not the only missing person in this area. Tell me about some of the other cases as you guys are in this reservoir.
Yeah, so we were working the other couple that was missing as well. However, they were just located. Our next case that we will be working is Jolissa Fuentes, 22 years old, who disappeared with her vehicle in Selma, California, and she's been missing for several weeks as well.
We're talking about that case. That's weird. They said that.
I agree. I hope you're unsuccessful tomorrow in your search. I hope nothing comes up in that water and the search for Kylie continues. Doug Bishop with Adventures with Purpose. We'll be following very closely. I know you all provide updates on your Facebook and your other social media accounts. Our best to you and your team tomorrow. Be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you have any information on Kylie Rodney's location, her disappearance, or information from the night of that party, you can contact the Placer County Sheriff's Office. We have provided that number on your screen, and we will continue to cover this.
Wow. I'm off mute. Look at that. That was, I got to be real, I have never heard them speak before. I've never even watched their show. But after seeing that, I think there's a good possibility if anyone's going to find them, it's going to be them. Real quick, let's look at.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Kate.
They found Jed Hall in like 20 minutes, I think it was. I mean, they're great. They go out there and just get to work, and it's amazing how quickly they find people that were like completely overlooked by police, even in some of the situations where, police actually went out, or investigators or whatever you want to call it, will go out there and look for them, and they completely overlook them, and then Adventures with Purpose will come in and find them in 20 minutes.
Well, and I really liked how he said we're sticking with our team of 6, and that they're close with law enforcement. And also I liked that they said they weren't going to get caught up in the ridiculousness of it, because obviously we're seeing that on YouTube with several different things. But I just really liked them. I thought that was cool. And that other case, Jolissa, he's talking about, is one we're going to talk about. So I'm really glad to know they're working on that one as well. We are going to show Kate's, she found those pictures. All right, so I can add this now. Look at that. Okay, Kate, take it. What are we looking at? Okay, so do you want to explain it, Kate? You're muted.
I didn't realize I was muted.
I'm like,
I know I was talking the whole time. All right, so I guess there was a video with drone footage. I think it was on Grizzly True Crime, where they had this drone footage going over the water. And I guess somebody screenshot it as it flew over the water, and they thought they saw like a car. And now, I mean, they're just going all over the groups posting this. And showing what they see, which I can't really tell if it's a car or the clouds, but I could see what they're like pointing out. So this is like the front end of a CRV. And I don't know if you guys can see, like right here is that like line that goes across the hood. It's kind of like if the car was on like a side angle and you're looking from the side. Here's this part right here. And they're saying it's right here. That same line. And then, like, this is a headlight, this is a headlight, and then this is the bumper right here. So they think they see a car. It could be clouds, it could be like one of them, like the Watts situation where they had like the very pixelated camera view where everyone thinks that they saw.
Yeah, I remember Natasha used to say Nicki Minaj and the sloth they saw. And that was always really funny when she would say that because she couldn't see it. And I still couldn't. And I was like, she's like, it looks like Nicki Minaj with a sloth.
Yeah, or like a girl with a ponytail and a small bag. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I would see. And then here's another view, I guess. I don't know what they're seeing here. I guess maybe
Yeah.
because it's higher. I don't know. But they think they see something there.
Yeah.
It could
Hey,
just be
Beatlemaniac.
I watched the actual video and I couldn't see where I couldn't find the exact spot that they screenshot it. I watched it 3 times and I'm like, where are they saying this is?
Mhm.
But I mean, I can see what they're saying right here. I do see the same shape, but I mean, they could have, when you want to see something, you see it. So
100%. Yeah, tattoos certainly looks like clouds, right? And like Kate just said, if you want to see it, you see it, right? When our brains want to see something. But I mean, I would look at it and go clouds, but then you can kind of see the line.
yeah, the line right here is they're saying is this line right here.
Yeah. Punkette, what is the closest body of water outside of Prosser Lake that in vicinity to the party? Like, what would have been the next closest water that she potentially could have driven in? Do you know?
See.
There's another reservoir. I think it's Brosco Reservoir or Brosco. And then there's Donner Lake, which is near her house.
Yeah, and then Boca Reservoir is the next big body of water.
And then Donner Lake is right near where her house is.
Yep.
Oh. Didn't somebody say the water? They did, Kellyanne. So, hey, Britt, Adventures with a Purpose. Britt, if you want to come up, I'll drop the link. Said that the visibility said wasn't great or something, or it wasn't terrible. But yes, it has been known to not be great. Some of the locals told Punkette that it wasn't awesome in visibility wise. So
yeah.
Go ahead, Punkette.
I just downloaded a marine app that is showing me the water, like the water depths and the consistency. I am trying to find Prosser Creek right now, and if I find it, I'll let you know. But it's showing me every little detail about the waterways. So as soon as I find something, I'll let you know.
Definitely. Hold on, I'm gonna put Britt up as long as I make sure. Okay, she's authenticated. Hey.
Look at your background. Moving on up.
No, this is 100% my daughter's setup. I just asked her to borrow it, including her blue and pink headphones. Which
those are some $60 really good
they
headphones.
They were $60 headphones.
Hey, Parker's daughter.
They're way in the background. But oh my goodness, you guys, I gotta tell you a funny story really quick. It's not a long one, but on my way home, we were coming over from the fair, and I was like, hey, Haven, that's her name. I said, who's Ryan Upchurch? Because I didn't know who he was before this case. And she was like, what? Are you talking about Ryan Upchurch? And she was like, oh my goodness. He's like, and she was fangirling it up. And I was, she's like, how do you not know who Ryan Upchurch is?
What's more chicken?
Sorry. But so I want to show you.
Get him on with us.
Huh?
I was going to tell you that. Allie just messaged him because he said he'd come on people's panels. Allie's trying to get him to come on with all of us.
Yeah, apparently he just pops in sometimes, but I think my daughter, I have to promise to get her if he comes on because I don't know, she's pretty obsessed. But so I want to show you, if I lag, it's because my son is on video games. I want to show you guys, what's his name? Steve SF Investigates is the private investigator that has been working on this case. I think he's phenomenal. He's been so respectful to the family, but he did post a few things on, oh my, Fortnite just popped up. Okay. He has posted a few things on his Twitter and it kind of broke my heart, but I wanted to show you. I want to go to his page. So here we go.
He's a private investigator?
He is. So he is just, these are things he's found at the party location. So I guess that would be a piece of a car, it looked like. But because there's this big theory right now that everybody keeps talking about, is that there was never a party. I don't understand that theory. And so after I get done showing you these things, there's a couple of theories going around that you guys are going to have to explain to me. Okay. Because I'm not fully understanding what he's talking about. But let's see a couple other pictures he took today.
Her car was silver. I mean,
yeah, that good point.
She had a silver Honda CRV. So
that's
if
right.
we could match that bumper with a Honda CRV bumper, like the shape of it.
That's true. And this is just some video footage he took. Man, that's just so much water.
No, no, I still can't jive that she's underwater though. I just don't.
I'm starting to change my opinion on that, Britt. So I am starting to agree with you.
Punkette, you told me that you are no longer a water theory.
She's yeah.
And it's good to see you. I'm so glad you're on panel, girl.
Hi, yeah, I'm no longer water theory.
Ah, yes.
So this was one thing that I thought was really kind of sad. So this was 5 hours ago. This guy has been working, and when I say around the clock, so 5 hours ago, he had stopped at the hotel, grabbed new batteries, got online, he said, to blank a little, and now he went back out searching. And he said he'd get back to the hotel. I'm trying to get him on my panel. So he said that he's been there since Monday. There's no helicopters searching. There's no ground searchers, only 2 divers, and there's no answer. And there's no proof of at least the car at the party. And he says they've lost control of the narrative. He said nobody at the party is talking.
Oh my God.
And he said he has searched all day, every day, and not seen one law enforcement or friends searching since Monday. And Sammy and her family, now this is allegedly another group, I don't like it, I'm not going to say the name, said that this isn't true, but this guy actually works with Placer Sheriff. He says that Sammy and his family left California on Monday.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Wait,
so
what? Sammy and her family left California on Monday?
That is what, so Steve, I believe is his name, is saying allegedly Sammy and her family left Monday.
So when did she do that conference with the police? I thought that was after Monday. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I don't know.
Tell you this. Somebody did, because when I put that pre-record on my channel, someone did message me, or it's in my comments, not messages. She said, Sammy unfortunately has to leave for college. So could that be what that was about?
You know what? That is not a bad point. The other thing he says is that he did a radius of Kylie's vehicle, and he figures it. Wait, so the radius Kylie's vehicle can be within, so the radius her vehicle can be in is 37 to 45 miles. She bought 2 gallons of gas before the party. So he is in touch with the family. She was close to empty. The car gets about 24 miles a gallon in that terrain. She drove to the party 10 miles and ran to the car to charge their phones. Let me see what else. Yeah. So that's pretty wild. If that would make sense. She went away to college. But
have you heard Perplex? I was watching her last night, right? And she mentioned, what if she didn't drive to the party? Like she never took her car to the party. And she rode with some friends. But
how many kids are just keeping their mouth closed versus how many kids saw nothing into it? Exactly. What did Tattoo say? Hold on one second. I got to go back up. You also heard they left tattoos. And a family member said it's not about college. Wow.
Like, so she's saying that they left her at the party and she was carless. But then I asked the question, well, where's the car? And nobody's got a theory for that. So you would have to find a way to hide a whole car. I mean,
true. Hey, S. Hockett. Well, the other thing is I'm not getting on board that there wasn't a party. So somebody's going to have to explain to me this theory. So one of the theories I saw today is that the party didn't ever happen, or that she OD'd and they covered it up because she did that.
No.
we've seen pictures of the party, correct?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't believe that there was no party. There was
Well,
definitely a
then-
party in my opinion.
Yeah. Sammy, I think, left. If it doesn't have to do with college, I would say that it's because she got herself in too deep or something. That's bizarre.
I also saw in multiple, because the Punkettes got me all on Twitter now looking around, and I'm seeing in multiple places where they're saying that no one will talk. No one. So
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. No, you go. Sorry.
No, okay, and I'm gonna stop yapping. But my thoughts are maybe a big like somebody who has a lot of, like maybe a big drug dealer, that has like a lot of pull around town to instill fear in people. I don't know. It's just nobody to talk.
You heard her family's getting. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. The thing, I think there was definitely a party. Why they're not talking, I just can't figure that out. I can't figure out why they're not talking, why no one's talking. I think the perspective we're getting out here is crazy. But then when we hear somebody that's actually there, like the investigator saying there's no one here, that's kind of crazy. That's just like,
are they not talking, or are they like not sharing information about her?
I don't know. Allegedly, according to a couple articles I saw last night, and this might have changed, was that they're not cooperating, the people at the party. What that means, I don't know.
That's what I've read too. The specific words I saw were, no one will talk to police. So
yeah, it makes yeah, Punkette is doing a phenomenal. I'm telling you, any geological question or lake question, I'm like, Punkette, find this.
She's so good, right?
Yes. The other question I have for you is this huge thing that's happening right now on YouTube that's going around. Who is, know Ronnie's the person that called in those calls. Who is Myra or Milo or something? Like, what is this big thing right now?
I don't think that that's anything, in my opinion. I played that on my channel, and he had no information. He did claim that he sent Ryan Upchurch Ronnie's Instagram or whatever, but to me, and just in my humble opinion, I could be wrong, he sounded like he was just somebody looking to call in and be able to talk. I mean, there was nothing, Parker, of any substance at all.
Weird. I'm like, why is it? Well, and that's the thing is I'm like, so having somebody like Upchurch is amazing to spread oh, there's a mosquito, to spread awareness. But the hard part is that you're going to have people call in just to talk to them, with these random things. I mean, this Ronnie guy has blown up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see? So hold on one second. Did they find anything? Have they found anything? No, LFT. Not at all. 0. Well, I will say, Kellyanne, Kylie's family's not getting death threats. Sammy's family is, allegedly. But I think that's because Sammy just put herself in a really bad position.
I just saw messages today going around the groups that somebody messaged. Hold on, I'll tell you the name.
Did something else happen with Sammy that I don't know about, or is it just like from
Tia? I think so. Attention seeker, absolutely.
Yeah.
So someone messaged someone named Kate on Instagram, and they share who supposedly is friends with Kylie. And they said, hold on, it says, I was not at the party. Kylie and Sammy were never really friends. Mags is her best friend. Kylie and I are close friends. And then they said, did Kylie hang out with Sammy often then? Because she said they became really close in recent months. So confusing, right? And then the person said, no, Sammy and Kylie never hung out. Sammy Sammy only took the lead because she put the party together. She supposedly organized this
What?
party. That's
So
what
it
this
was her
person said.
party?
That's what this person, she said, because she put the party together. I don't know what that, if that means like she told them to go to the party with her that night or if she put it together. And they said, oh, it was her party. And then they said, why do you think she left Kylie there? Is that normal because you all arrange to go home by yourselves usually? Or do you also find that odd? And then the person said, I also find that odd. And she said, really? And she said she shouldn't have left Kylie alone. And that was it.
Wow.
Now, I will say, thank you for bringing that up because Megs' sister on Twitter or one of the social media platforms finally interjected to say, no, Sammy is not Kylie's, are not close. That Megs is her best friend. And that's kind of saying the same thing. And that was Meg's sister. So it was like they had finally had enough. And that was it. Like she was like, nope, that's it. This isn't what's happening. So I do think that people are coming forward to say, no, this is not what happened. Like they're not best friends. It's just really weird.
Well, then we have to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. I couldn't remember what I was going to say anyway. So go ahead.
I get it. I get so excited talking about
I know.
this. Okay. I was just going to say, well, with that though, then we have to wonder, was it she's like in the limelight? You know, like kind of like what Kate said when take a funeral for an example, people will say, oh, I was so close to them, and you know they really weren't. Or now hearing that maybe could allegedly be the party that she organized, who all is she connected to? And could it be that law enforcement was allowing her to do this coordinated questioning the teens or whatever because they're watching her? Because that's been my theory. Like that was a way to keep her close and monitor
I do
her.
think so that's another theory. They might have, if she was in fact in charge, then they would have wanted her to talk herself into a corner. So Tia, that was allegedly the beginning thing, was that it was an annual party for the seniors that got out of control this year. I
thought it was
I've heard multiple things. I think that's what it was supposed to be, or the theory. What I have a hard time with is that we're talking 300 people at a party with alcohol and drugs, and Kylie's the only, like, they are either very lucky or something is really weird because I don't know, somebody didn't get hurt. There wasn't some freak thing that everybody's talking about. I mean, I know, like, out of 300 people, what would have made Kylie be the one that was chosen for this all to happen to?
It's an annual annual senior farewell party.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, tattoos. It was supposed to be a farewell party.
But I heard that there were flyers, allegedly, flyers going around at the college. So
everybody's school, I pronounced, but they were, whoops, wrong one. You're right, Michelle K. Absolutely. 100%.
And everybody in school wanted to pronounce,
So just Carrie, that's what Annika was asking. I have not heard that they've searched any other bodies of water yet, but I imagine eventually they're going to have to start.
But but the part that gets me about her, what keeps me from saying, she just wants to, jump on and be in the limelight or whatever, be the hero. The thing she said, Sammy said, we drank, every cup that Kylie drank from, I drank from. Why? No one asked anything or insinuated that her drink was spiked. So why even say that? Certain things like that keep me from falling on that board with it's just about being, getting attention or whatever.
I know. Well, and the other thing that is pretty crazy is I took a picture of this and I want to show tattoos with the boat ramp deaths and everything. Holy cow. I'll have to post that on Twitter or my community page. Okay. So so this was kind of crazy. a screenshot of this from Placer County Sheriff, and I'm sure you guys have heard this already today, but I'm going to repeat it. So it says, oops, no, that's the monster trucks I watched tonight. Okay. Nope. No. What is going on? Well,
I missed
okay.
everything today.
I am
Everything.
just going to tell you it because I can't find it and I thought I screenshotted it. So Placer County Sheriff said that they, you know what? Hold on. You've got to hear it from them. My words don't do justice. Hold on. Okay. There we go. All right. It says, as part of the investigation into Kylie Rodney's disappearance, Truckee Police, along with the PCSO and regional law enforcement partners from Placer County Probation and Auburn Police Department, conducted sex offender compliance sweeps throughout the Truckee North Tahoe area. The operation, which occurred on Thursday, August 18th, resulted in several sex registrants being found in violation of their terms, with one being arrested and being with criminal charges to be filed on another.
Wow.
So it says they routinely conduct similar sweeps, but are now going to be more committed to aggressively pursuing prosecution of these offenders. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, there are many bodies in that. Tia, there actually is. I think there's probably like 4 or 5 bodies of water in that area.
There's a
Hey,
lot.
YT. Yes, I'm so excited about that. I think we can all say that no matter what, if anyone's going to find them, it's going to be AWP.
I love your screen name, YT.
I know I can never say the whole screen name because I feel bad, but it's so funny. So my theory keeps changing. I don't think she's in that water now. Maybe she is. I don't know.
I do.
Mine consistently.
I'll change my mind if AWP doesn't find them. Sorry, Brittany.
No, that's fair.
No, well, here's where I'm at. So, okay, let's just say, hypothetically, that Sammy really talked to Kylie like she said, and she really was under the impression that Kylie was going to potentially crash at the party that night.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say she didn't go back to her car entirely too drunk to drive and just crashed in her car? And then somebody drove away with her, passed out in her car. I've thought about, okay, so that picture that we have seen circulating of the party, it says, well, where I went and looked at it on Reddit, they said it was 4:30 in the morning. If that's really the accurate time of that picture, there's no way in my mind that these teens seen something tragic happen and they could continue to go on with the party like nothing was wrong. So I would think that wherever it happened, it wasn't in sight of the whole party.
That's true. So tattoos. So SA, I missed somebody. Hey, Rebellious. Punkat. Tattoos, Punkat, whatever. Punkat, can you do me a favor and can you share your screen? The picture you just showed me of so Punkat bomb.com. Wait, is that going to get me struck to say that? No. She has the depth charts of the boat ramps picture. So I'm glad Tattoo said that because I think this will show us that how fast she would have had to have been going to get that far off the boat ramp.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. Share it.
All right.
I got something red on my neck. This camera picks up every flaw.
At least you're not all red like a lot of people.
Well, I've got a beautiful house behind me, so.
Gorgeous girl.
LFT, what's my current? I think if she hasn't been taken or foul play, then I think it's some freak accident in the water, or it's in the woods somewhere. She's gone off a ledge or something.
Oh my God.
I just can't believe they haven't found a car yet, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because if you think about it, the only reason they didn't find that couple was because they didn't check where her phone was pinged, and we still don't know why her phone pinged where it did, you know?
So why did law enforcement deem it an abduction? What gave them reason to think that or believe that she was
They said
abducted?
only because for the sole reason that they could not find her car.
Oh,
That was the only reason. When they did the press conference, they said the sole reason for it being an abduction is that we can't find her car or something like that.
I mean, FMX, you're totally, welcome to your theory. I don't necessarily know that I believe the same, but hey.
you think so, FM? Wow.
But what would be her motive then if Sammy is the killer? Like,
right.
what motive does she have to kill Kylie? I need a motive.
Yeah. No, Michelle just said congrats on my new mansion. It's actually from my memberships. That's how much YouTube pays.
Parker is balling.
Girl.
No, FM, I mean, that's pretty. Do you have, so Kate's got a valid question. Jealousy of what, though, FMX? And I'm legitimately asking, because there is no wrong theories in this case. Let's be real. There's no wrong theories.
Yeah, none of us know, so.
And people are saying, well, you can't accuse Sammy. She's a child. Well, she's 18. Yes, she's very young. But as I saw another creator saying, look, you want to party like adults. Sorry, you got to take the consequences.
Hey, Tia.
So tattoos, that apparently has been debunked, that they were never, Sammy never dated Jagger. So I don't know. Kylie, is it Beatlemaniac? Kylie, yeah. I'm interested, though, at FMX, the motive, the jealousy. Is it behind, because, I mean, let's be real. Kylie was a very good, I think she was a sweet kid. I mean, everybody that's her job, everybody has said nothing but amazing things about her. They say you light up a room, everybody loves her. S. Hockett, that is a high possibility too.
Hey, S. Hockett, Mayhem and Miracles. I will say this, okay, even though I'm not in the watch theory, it does kind of freak me out that campground is on like an island kind of, type.
Mm-hmm.
It just, when Kate looked at like from a sky view, I was like, oh my God, it's surrounded. It's like a peninsula or something.
Yeah. So Punkette, can you go zoom in on this a little bit, and can you, in your geology head, explain to me some of these things? So this is the depth of the boat coming off the ramp into the water, correct?
Yeah, so this is the boat ramp here. And then here's the water. So these are the shallow depths. And then, of course, the color changes just the deeper you go.
So she would have had to really have been flying.
Yeah, so
to go far out.
I just did math from this point to like the 8 feet or the 8 meter mark. And that is, let's see. That is, what was it? It was like 200 something meters, or actually I did it up to the most shallow point. So I was like, okay, let's see, she drove all the way to this point here. That was like 200 and something meters that she would have had to, or 200 feet she would have to go to get to there.
And is that in feet? Is that the depth in feet?
This is the depth in meters. So I just converted it to feet to see.
Okay.
So if
you're a genius, Punkette.
So if what they're saying is true about the mud and everything, I think she would have to be going super fast, like hauling it to get out to these depths.
If you look at the boat ramp, though, it looks like a road, and they had no lights out there. So, she could have thought it was a road and was just driving down the road at regular driving speed, which would be, probably 30 miles an hour at least. It really looks like it turns. If you look at the picture of the boat ramp, if you
can you pull up a picture of the boat ramp?
Yeah.
Somebody.
I can't remember. Kate, don't you have the boat ramp? Because I can't remember if it
Wow.
was paved or not.
Look at that. I'm like, boat ramp.
Okay,
Punk
I got a question. Have we, because I've got 3 maps, all have 3 different locations. Have we been able to confirm exactly where the party was at? Because I've got 3 maps with 3 different places.
Hold on one second. It's more of the aspect of jealousy. There's different layers. Sammy, you know what? I mean, hey, you know what? FMX, you're really not. You know, now that I think about it, that's actually not a bad theory.
I've pondered if maybe jealousy could be a factor. Okay, it is paved, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah,
that's the boat ramp. So imagine like driving down that in pitch black. There's no lights there. Like if anyone's ever
oh
seen
my gosh,
water,
yeah.
if anyone ever seen water at night, it would be hard to even tell that that was water. Like it looks like it would probably look like it was going right into a rope.
Okay, but how deep we need to see how deep the lake is right there, because I don't know, y'all. They've got 3. I've always said they've got 3 dive teams, and I don't know. I feel like they would have found her if she went in there.
So yes, I thought that too. Hold on one second. You know what I was FMX? You're not that. You know, you're kind of you're piquing my interest, because if it is true that she set up that day, I don't know. I think that you might have me onto something. Hey, Eric.
Okay. Think about her in
what was I going to say? I can't remember. This always happens to me. Okay. Yeah, I'm out. I got nothing.
I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't just you. It was I got distracted because then all of a sudden I got to thinking about that theory. So this is the boat ramp. It would be hard. Punkette, how deep is that off the boat ramp? That's what I was going to ask. You told me that yesterday.
Let's see. So just going off of the boat ramp, it's only 1 meter. And then it goes all the way up. But Brittany, you're right. I'm looking all the way around the bend, and it looks like where the boat ramp is, that's like I want to say, quote unquote, the beachier area where you could actually walk out. But if you go around the bend, it looks like that drops off. Like in one area, you go straight from 8 meters to 16. Like it looks like that shallow area, it like thins out the lower or more around the bend that you go to, like where the party area was a little bit more.
You're right, tattoos. I don't think I've seen her shed a tear yet.
So if anything, she might not be on that boat ramp. She could be in these shallow or these deeper areas.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the party wasn't even near the boat ramp. It was like on the other side, but they were in like the dirt area. She could have, you know, if they brought their cars back there, she could have drove right off a dirt road into the water, especially if she was inebriated and it's pitch black out there. Like one of my subscribers said one night she was driving and it was pitch black and she drove right into a pond and didn't even know.
Yeah.
Wow, FMX, really?
Well, I was thinking about, okay, so I was just reading FMX's message about, I was trying to get away from my son. The more I'd walk away from him, the more he'd follow me with his loud phone. Aren't they bad about that? Yeah. And so FMX, you may have a point, because think back on that interview we watched where she did the plea for Sammy to come home or whatever. I mean, not Sammy, I'm sorry, Kylie. The things that she said about her. She was beautiful. She was intelligent. And I don't even know, like, just went all the way around the world. Maybe that is the things that she's jealous of about Kylie. I don't know. Like, at first, what FX said was kind of, you know, blunt, but when you think about what they're saying,
I know.
It's a possibility.
What, that is, yeah, I'm on that now. Like, my brain is... Was Kylie the only 16-year-old that we know of at the party? Like, was she solely there because she had graduated as a senior, or do you think there was other kids her age there?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, my question is because so if we went with a theory that somebody took her, right? If somebody took her and I'm like, well, why would they choose Kylie? Obviously, she's gorgeous. She's beautiful,
Mhm.
but there's a lot. But however, she has this innocent vibe to her that, I think sometimes predators go for.
Yeah,
But I
and she's
still,
really young.
she's really young. I still get sometimes I get a Paul Flores vibe. But what if if Sammy sent somebody with her? Like Sammy hooked her up with a guy or something, that something happened. Oh, and now she left exactly where Sammy. Where are you at? I can't see that if they searched this particular area, they didn't find her. So Tia, I thought that too until because here's the other thing, right? So we've been thinking there's divers all week, but according to this guy, there's really been very few divers this week.
Really?
At the end of one of the press conferences, they said they really had to shift up their way of like doing things because like after so many days of doing all like that stuff, it gets expensive for them, and then they said
Yeah.
they needed to like dime it down and focus on the investigation part of it. But we don't even know how many divers they had from the beginning. But do we know if they're even that experienced or if they
Well,
know
what
how
was the? Here's the thing on Twitter. Oh, here. So that's what he said that the SF investigates Steve, who's been on boots on the ground all week, said that he's been there since Monday. There's no helicopter searching anymore. There's no ground searchers. There's only 2 divers and no answers and no proof that
What?
even the car was at the party, and they have lost control of the narrative. And nobody at the party is talking, maybe because there's nothing to talk about. Steve said he searched all day, every day, has not seen one law enforcement or friend searching since Monday. And a bizarre twist, Sammy and her parents have suddenly and unexpectedly left California on Monday.
Wow. Well, unexpectedly, then that doesn't sound like a college trip, does it?
No, Tattoo said allegedly a family member has said, or somebody said, it has nothing to do with college.
Okay, I get resources, but that quickly? Pull back that fast? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Sandy, I taught, and you're right, S-Hocket, everyone needs that $7 tool to break through a, remember Pointer Lover said she had to break through a window? She went into a pond. Sandy, I checked into her car. She had a 2013, was it Honda CRV, and those did not have like the OnStar that automatically like kicked on. Somehow you had to turn it on or something. Being killed
Yes,
by your best friend, very chance.
yes, Tia. I am right there with you. Tia said,
FMX, you are on point.
best friend, very low chance. I know, FM. But Tia, that was my very thoughts as well. It still is.
Mayhem, I have seen very little drone footage. Now, I have seen footage from Steve, the private investigator. I mean, they did say that, right? They said last Monday they were going to have to pull back everything. And then Jalissa disappeared a few, so there's a lot of cases over that way. But
Wow.
I have been just like, no, there's no way teens could do this. But I guess we've seen stranger things.
Yeah.
Let me see what else he has up here, because he has some good
Kylie
stuff.
Parker.
Why is my kid? Get out of my background!
Well, it showed me
Because you're in my screen. Get out of here.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. Pointer Lover, we were just talking about you. Oh yeah, I was sharing a screen. Hang on a second.
Yeah, Pointer Lover, I was telling them how you drove into the pond again.
Hey, Pointer Lover. Pumpkin, is that your little puppy? Is that your baby?
That's my
All right.
mom's demon.
Oh.
Pointer Lover is probably like, girl, stop telling everybody that I drove into a pond, all right?
Punky,
So
can
here's
you? Oh, I'm sorry.
no, you're good, Britt. I was just trying to say, so here, I wanted to make sure you guys can't see me. What am I doing? I didn't even share my screen. I'm sitting here looking at something that none of you all could see.
Sorry,
Can
I'm
you send
pretty
me a
uncle.
copy of that map, Punky, in our messages?
All right, so here's some drone footage
Oh,
of
she
the
said
bank.
Sammy and her family left because of death threats.
Pointer lover, I think that's kind of a get off the piano. I know my kid was on the piano. What the heck?
Okay, that's scary. Look how the bank goes off into the water. That's a little sketchy.
I think you're right, Pointer lover. They left because of, yeah.
But the whole state?
Wow, that is.
Yeah, what if she rolled down one of them hills
Wait
by
a minute.
accident or something?
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't realize how much of like an embankment it is.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. How it just
Absolutely, Tia. 1 second. Whoops.
kind of falls off in the water. Me too, Beetle Maniac. I would have thought there would be drones all over.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
what
see
if they
else.
parked their car up there somewhere and she reversed by accident? And
Did
she
you
was
all not
drunk
see
and hit
that?
the
What the
wrong
heck
thing
was
and-
that? Is that
Where
a
at?
fish? It looked like a shark.
What fish?
Where are you looking at?
Are y'all seeing a lake? Look it
I
right
see
here.
it. What is that? I see it.
Fish
It
jumping.
jumped.
Hell out of me.
Okay, sorry, I got distracted. So what? So Punkat, this is. What is this I'm looking at? So this was. Oh, I know what this was. So this was a map. He said that was left at the camper before they broke it down.
Correct. And if you look in Discord, I used this map with Google Maps to possibly triangulate where the party was.
Tattoo. Yes.
Shut up, Jameson. It could be a freshwater shark. You never know.
I think tattoos. I think that Sammy was asked that, and she said that investigators said there was no like tire tracks anywhere. But I mean, I don't know.
I think I'm sorry, but that me saying that's a shark should go down in definite Parker history right there.
Do we know if it rained at all the next day or anything like that? Because that could change tire tracks too. So
Yeah.
the weather.
I saw somewhere that it was raining that day, which is I read on a thread, and it had the sheriff in it saying that they think she had the reason why both jackets keep coming up was it was raining that day. So she started off wearing that white jacket, and the weather it was kind of bad. It was kind of rainy, so then she switched to the thicker jacket. They don't know which jacket she ended up wearing the rest of the night, or what if a certain jacket was left in the car.
Oh my God. So if it rained, yeah.
Hi, you guys. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Hi. So I have a couple of questions because I'm really following this through, you guys, and I'm learning as we go. But so I saw, and I don't want to give the channel out. I'm not trying to steer people away. I just saw the picture. A larger YouTube channel put out a picture from one of the girls' Instagram photos. And it has Kylie in the sweatshirt with Sammy and Kate, I think. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
It's the lunch picture, right?
Yes. Thank you.
Do you have that, Parker?
I do not. Punkette does, I'm sure. Or
Yeah,
Kate does.
Okay, so that was
Yeah,
what
can you send me that if you got it?
I'll look and see if I can
Oh,
find it.
Navigator it is. So Navigator, a disclaimer, we're just doing discussion speculations and things we've heard. But yes, there is so many information going around that is not accurate right now.
Hi, Navigator.
Oh, hi, Navigator.
Oh, what am I doing? I forgot I'm sharing
I
this.
actually had a question for Punkette because she's like queen of all the things up here with the technical mapping stuff. Are there roads that are close to the water? Because I mean, I saw that drone footage, but I didn't see a road
Right there.
Okay, but
It
that's
looks
a boat
like
ramp,
there's-
right?
Looks like there's two actually
Okay.
on Google Maps. There's one, the boat ramp, and if you go further south, it looks like there's another road.
Okay.
And it's kind of around the same area where the party supposedly was.
Okay. Okay. Wow. I mean, I just saw that picture that Parker put up of the truck there.
So
It looks a lot bigger than I thought. I don't know what it, in my head. I don't know. I don't know.
So this is Steve Fisher. So this might be helpful for you, Tia. So this is Steve Fisher, which is the private investigator. I'm telling you, I'm in love with this guy. Well, not really. Somebody don't clip that, please. But it looks like he said KR Party Lake footage. So what? So this road must be, I'm assuming, that goes down to the lake or something.
My concern is that she was abducted and somebody took her car, like put her in their car. Two people. I don't know. My first theory is she's still in water, but I don't know enough about the case to give a theory. It's just what I'm learning through you guys tonight. So
it is pretty. Yeah, it is. This right here that he puts is some really good information based on where the radius of where her car could be if she was in the car driving it. The furthest it could go would be 37 to 45 miles based on gas, because she bought 2 gallons of gas before the party. That they do know.
Okay.
So
yes, LFT. Oh my God. That wasn't someone prosecuted for that case though? The Lauren Eggy case?
Let's look at some footage. You keep talking. I'm going to get some.
I do know that case. That was a sad case, but I think somebody was prosecuted for that when they found her. I think the car is in that lake. That's what I don't know. I get, that cold case that we're working on. I'm LFT and I were watching you, and oh, that just reminds me, LFT, we got to go back and watch her because we're down a view since 2 of us are on one. Somebody's got to go back and give Parker the view. But it reminds me of the cold case we're working on with all the water and the party and no one talking. And I'm just trying to learn more from you guys to apply. So many dirt roads.
Yeah, so this is the lake, allegedly. Wow.
And where was the party in reference?
This is the one where they saw the car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, in the clouds. I don't see it, but
all right, yeah, let's look for a car.
It's 100% a reflection of the clouds.
Put that silliness out there. I hate that.
That it really is. It's ridiculous.
Guys, I'm sorry, but how does 300 kids? How is no one getting, like, they were all driving? This is insane.
Well, I mean, if
they
you
were
pack
doing mass
in
amount of drugs.
Well, that's a whole nother thing right there. This is where.
So here's my thing, okay? If she was driving erratically in any way, because thank you so much. You are the bee's knees, Punkhead. I love you. I grew up in sandy areas, riding like 4-wheelers and stuff. And if she was driving erratically or fast in any type of way in that type of sand, she definitely would potentially flip or go like it could, because your car will start sliding. And depending on how thick the sand is,
you can see the bottom there. Like that, you would see a car right there. Like that's.
I am Punkette. How large is the lake?
Oh God!
Please.
Let me check. Give me a second.
See, Punkette, Punkette. We all want you to change your head to a geology head.
I'm living for Punkette's information tonight. Like she's speaking my language.
So I like Pocket's theory of a car doesn't just disappear. Like her car might be in the lake, but she might not be.
That's possible too.
Exactly. focus needs to be on them. Exactly, Navigator. I do. You're absolutely right. I think so much of the answer might.
Jameson
Yeah.
just took my question. When was this filmed? When was this flyover done?
Let me check. It was done.
I think it was the older people need to be who they're focusing on too, because these kids seem to be afraid to talk. Somebody, and they're pulling flyers down around town, allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know how to
Someone,
get on. Within the last few days.
Tattoos.
I
makes
gotta
for-
hop down, y'all. I'm just I don't want
Okay.
to interrupt. But thank you for having me.
See you,
Me
Kate.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go too, Parker. But thank you so much, and I will see you. I'll be in chat.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All
I can't
right.
even get myself back on there. There we go. Still about yeah, FMX, you're right. Do y'all think there was LFT? I'm not sure because they said that so Sammy didn't get there till like 10, but I don't know if there was I mean most of them had started partying much earlier than that. Jameson, I think it was within the last week. It was since Monday. Where's her closest friends, not the ex-boyfriend, the girl she was with. So I don't know. Megs has been pretty quiet. Megs hasn't said much, and that's the best friend. Kate, I think so, Navigator too. That's my problem, is I think they would have. The lack of pictures from the party is very weird. And if because we know that Sammy really wasn't as close as she claims she was. If she was as close as she claims she was, I believe we would have seen it, because isn't that what you do with your friends? You take selfies with each other at a party? I don't know.
Do you think that the police have more than they're releasing, or no?
So according to this private investigator, Steve, that's now working, he's not getting paid for this either, by the way. She lawyered up. Okay. Thank you, FMX. She, what do you say? So he has talked to the family. He did say that he confirmed that the family does know more about what she was doing before her phone shut off than it's been told to the public, and that Meg's leaving 10 minutes after the party start or after they got there is not suspicious for a reason. So
Okay.
I guess that means the best friend has been cleared, which, I mean, she did leave within 10 minutes. But I do think they know some things, but I don't think they know a lot.
Yeah.
But FMX, you're right. I think she did lawyer. Yeah, Sammy and family left town.
I'll hop down so you and Punkette can finish your presentation.
Oh, you're doing awesome. No, Tia, you're fine. You're good. You got to work at 6 a.m.
I'm enjoying the I feel
Stay
so
up
weird
here.
saying I'm enjoying this, but I am learning a lot, and I hate saying that on behalf of a girl who's missing. I don't mean that like that at all.
I get what you're saying. Let's go look at this guy's stuff. Let's dissect. He is really good.
I got the size.
Okay, go ahead, Punkette. Shoot us with it.
So it says surface area is approximately 750 acres and about 11 miles of shoreline.
Wow.
That is all I can find.
So Steve said that today he headed out and focused on ponds around the residence today and high country roads, because what if, like he said, what if she took a back route to avoid the police because she had been drinking? But I don't think that really, but if you see okay, so as of 22 hours ago, there was one dive team in the water. So so he showed after pictures of some of this. So here's a picture left over here, but it's barren now. I mean, there's not searchers there. He said that so he talked yesterday to her grandpa, and they're getting 0 answers from people. So it was alleged that there was people that were worried about losing their college commitments. And so he's saying like, no, you're not going to lose your college commitments.
My God, that makes so much more. Like you just clicked for me. I
What?
didn't even think about the college commitments and things like that with the
Either
kids.
did I. I didn't think that was an like.
Whoa.
It was even a
It
thing.
still doesn't. It's. I mean, it's that it clicks, but it doesn't explain why 300 people in a square mile radius, and
Yep.
I mean, all these people say they were there. I can't tell me their phones didn't triangulate and that there's not proof of this party.
The actual
is
This
there
is
proof
the
of the
party
party from
location.
years past?
I don't think so.
There's lots of.
Here's the where the party was.
A lot here. There's glow sticks and glow stick packaging. One thing I would note is that I have full cell service out here. I've been sending somebody else 30 and 40 megabyte videos with no problem. So as far as the theory of, we didn't see any many photos and videos on social media because the reception, that's not the case out here.
Wow.
So this is going to be the actual location of the party. I found there's lots of, alcohol bottles and cans still out here. There's glow sticks and glow stick packaging. One thing I would note is that I have on social media because the reception, that's not the case out here.
Well, that's pretty crazy because that kind of gets rid of I mean, that's pretty cut and dry that there is a cell phone reception there. Am I talking to myself?
Nope, I hear you loud and clear.
In cases like this, Navigator, that's a good point. And I think that's what it is, Navigator, that they had said that they were pretty much like they had to pull back some of their resources. And that's why they've been so thankful and they're working very tightly with Adventures with a Purpose because I think that they just need their resources. It is the guy that found the mushrooms that wasn't sure if they were psychedelic. He said he'd be willing to try it, but it could be so. Yeah, I'm sure they know more. But again, I do think just based on how frustrated the parents are and stuff, I think there's a lot that's not being said that needs to be said. Hold on, there was one other video I wanted to find. His stuff is really... The video he does where he drives from the party location to town is crazy because there's no way. I doubt anybody would have been. I just don't know how people drove that.
I'm going to go back and watch all this. Like, this is my nighttime investigation before I fall asleep because, I need something.
Yeah.
So this guy does videos as well. He's clearly
SF Investigates. Yeah, I'll put his... I'm trying to get him on panel, so I'll put his stuff in, his information in the community tab. But so this is interesting. So on the 15th, Placer Sheriff did say there are definitely not hundreds of videos. We have been transparent with the public from the beginning, and we need the public to trust us to do our job, but we still need the community to help in gathering. Speculation is spinning out of control despite our involvement and communication with the community. I will say that is what Steve Fisher, what he said earlier today in his tweet was that they've lost control of the narrative, basically meaning law enforcement has lost control of.
Wow. Seriously? Like, that's a frightening...
Yep.
So I just want to say... Sorry, Tia. Sorry,
no,
Tia.
please.
I just want to say how small or how much scaled down it is now. So on the 14th, they had 307 assigned personnel to the case, 3 helicopters, 2 dive teams, And then today they just sent out the report, and now they're only down to 73 assigned personnel, 1 dive team, and 1 off-road vehicle. So that's how much scaled down it's become the last couple days.
And that's what they're saying. Like, okay, 300 people went to this party, and when this first kicked off, right, all of her friends, everybody was there searching, and now there's no one. According to the Facebook page, one of the one of the town people of Truckee said this is like tearing apart their town. So I'm guessing there's a lot of people, a lot of speculation, but also people like, we know your kid was there, you need to come forward. And if you remember, somebody was tearing the flyers down of Kylie, and no one knows. And law enforcement was trying to find who did that, as well as there was rumor that adults were telling the kids not to come forward, certain adults. So,
wow. I keep saying that, like, there's just so much. There's just, I can't. Yeah. It just takes, I have no idea how similar this is to that cold case that we're working on. And it's blowing my mind. Like, somebody just say something. I can't, if I had $1 for every time I said that on the cold case, and now I can say it on this one, like, if you would just speak up, you'd save a family so much pain and so much agony. Oh,
people were saying the mom has been acting weird. I 100% think, and Duty Ron, I don't always watch all this stuff, but he was saying she's acting like every mom. He's at, like, the first couple of days she was a wreck, and it's like now she's pretty stoic, but I think it's because she's trying to be strong, but also she's a little bit in shock. And each day that passes, she knows, I think probably the chances of her coming back alive is slim. So now she's dealing with, her daughter is still missing. And it's just going, I don't know. I think, how do you act as a parent? I don't.
Well, I'm going back in time and thinking of Natalie Holloway's mom and how stoic she was and how she had to travel and how she had to give interview after interview. And to the point where she finally collapsed, after an interview, but she was pretty strong and stoic searching for her daughter. And I just see pain in this mom. I don't think she's acting weird. I think I don't know. How does one act?
She's done everything. Like, if there could be a perfect parent, So from day one, she immediately stayed off social media and had, just was like, I'm off social media, which is great. For 2, she has said every interview she's going to trust law enforcement to do their job. She's not going to get, like, she has tattoos hit the net. She's probably on some medication. She probably hasn't slept well since Kylie left. It's just, I don't know.
I echo what Tattoos was saying there. Like, I don't know. I just don't know where's the rule book on how parents are supposed to act. That is the exception to Summer Wells, by the way, but
oh yeah,
or Summer Wells is the exception to that, is what I should say. But this poor mom, like, I just want to please don't, lay off of her.
There was an interviewer that I know what you're saying, but there was an interview that said to her, like, literally said to her, do you still have hope? And she went, like, she just kind of chuckled and was like, yeah, I'm gonna hold. Like, I mean, come on, what is she supposed to say? And she's in mama bear mode right now. She's trying to find her kid. Is she supposed to come on national TV and just, like, fall over weeping?
Well, I think the objective is, like you just said, like, she's got to find her kid. She's focused. She is laser ass focused. And excuse me for saying that, but I mean, that's how I don't know if I shouldn't say that. I would probably be a mess on the floor in the corner crying, and someone else would I'd be looking for the adult in the room.
And she was the first 2 days. She was a wreck on screen, but now she's at the point where she's like, all right, this is what, yeah, exactly. Tattoos. She does LFT. She does have siblings. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
If her daughter can hear, she doesn't want to lose hope. She's being strong for Kylie. I agree. And God bless her for that. Like from the, I don't like criticism of victims. And this woman is as much a victim as Kylie is. And I don't.
There's been some seriously harsh, somebody came into a chat that I was in about this case and said, when's the mom going to get arrested for letting her daughter drink at a party with underage or something? Like, do you think she's not suffering? And what I'm sure she didn't know that her daughter was drinking as much as she was, or she certainly wouldn't have said, okay, I'm going to have you come home, or because she had a curfew. So she texted her mom, said, I'm going to be home. Do you think that mother, if she knew her daughter was that drunk, would be like, all right, see you in 45 minutes? No, I don't think so.
Honey, hop in the car and come home to mommy. And, no, she's not going to say that. She's going to say what every normal parent says. It's the same thing I've said to my kids. Like, yeah, I might be ticked at you if I have to come and get you for getting me up in the middle of the night. But believe me, I'd rather be a little pissed off, a little ticked off that you're doing whatever you're doing and coming to get you than having you drive. So, and I will be far more grateful that you call me than I will ticked off. Believe that. And I'm sure this mom was the same thing.
Well, they were pretty tight knit too, because she was homeschooled, and I think she was at a charter school at some point, but they lived so far out there that you have to her mom said, based on Facebook, that during the winter and stuff, she will go 4 to 6 weeks without ever going out of the house because they have to ski down their driveway. So I think they're a very close family and probably a little bit, sheltered, and she's probably letting her go off, spread her wings. Allegedly, this is one of Kylie's, if not first, parties. We all have been 16, and we are,
what? We have all not been a 16-year-old senior. I'll tell you that much. True. When you're hanging around, when you're 16 and you're hanging around 18, 17, 18-year-old, I'm sorry, but that's a jump. When you're a sophomore to a senior, that's a jump.
That's a really good point. We've not all been.
I don't know. We don't know what the pressures were, especially if she was homeschooled. We don't know. I mean, some of these friends seem like they're not I don't want to judge, but I'm just saying they don't seem as close as they were led to believe. I don't know. There's a lot.
And that's a good point. And if there's guys there that were allegedly 28, 29 years old, that is, that's really dangerous waters. This is, and according to Megs, allegedly, the guys that were there were extremely aggressive guys.
Yeah. Go back to
that's where I get the, that's where I get the
fancy stuff with Punkette. This is breaking my heart.
That's where I get the whole Kristen Smart vibe sometimes, but
yeah. Gosh darn it.
I know. I don't know. But I'm not sure where the theory of that there was never a party is coming out. So there's some people that have a theory that there was never really a party.
For mercy, Upchurch said that. It was one of his theories.
Grounds? I'm going to have to listen to his theory.
Listen, Upchurch, I'm talking at you. Sir, you stay in your lane, I'll stay in mine. I just, some of the stuff he says, I'm like, that's a really good, interesting thought, but I don't know how we can back that with information. I need to back it before I can. I have ways.
I'm going to have to watch his theories. You know what, S. Hockett, that's a really good point.
He makes a great video, though. I will say that. He's very entertaining.
That's a great point, S. Hockett, because, we know it's been said multiple people that there was cocaine there. So if you got older guys there on cocaine, that's a good point. These are all super, super good points. But yeah, I need to listen to some of the theories before I just throw them out there. But or just throw it out. You know, there's the big one that she OD'd and people were covering for her. So I don't know.
Yeah,
To
some
get
of
you
them are getting crazy, and then you got the crazy Sammy fanboys are coming out
Oh, really?
all over. There's one on that's going rampant on Twitter. He is commenting on everybody's post saying Sammy is gonna sue you. Leave Sammy alone. It's crazy. Everyone's blocking everybody on Twitter. So this case is getting crazy.
Yeah, Navigator, I do agree with I just think she was a naive kid. I do. But you know, I think I do believe she wanted to fit in. We know that before she went to the party, she said, I want to get effed up. Like, she was very open about that part of it. So I don't know. But we do know that regardless, tomorrow Adventures with Purpose starts their search. And I think if she's in that water anywhere, we will know in the next couple of days, because I think they will find it. They will find her in the car. I can't explain. Now, it was said that Placer County Sheriff was focusing their efforts on simply just on the actual phone, because there was no oil slicks or anything that pointed into the direction that the car went in there into the lake. But how they ever thought they were going to find a phone there, I don't know. Yeah, Navigator, I still come back to that at the end of the day. But how long? So I've never watched Adventures with a Purpose. How long does it typically take them to find someone or something?
I've seen them go from anywhere from a couple of days to 20 minutes of them being there. It just depends.
FMX, yep. That is exactly what I have heard. I did hear she wanted to go to the card show, but was persuaded to go to the campground, which FMX does kind of fit with some of what you were saying. You should come back, FMX. I like your theories. I like your some of your deep dives. That's really good. They have found people 20 years. Wow. S. Hockett, I think that is a possibility too. I very much think that's a possibility as well. Okay, Navigator, it does. Yeah, and they have said they're sticking with their 6 people on that team, and they don't want to be distracted by this outside. You know, I think they're just really wanting to focus, they said. They used, what did they say they used? Punkette, Garner, top of the line, whatever that company, Garmin or something.
Yeah, and then they use the side scanning sonar, which gives them the ability to go farther out, looking.
So the hard part, and Punkette, you can back me up on this. So by LFT, or maybe not. Tattoos. Okay, so I know everybody's like, well, Upchurch is offering a Hellcat, and there's $75,000 reward. So somebody made a very valid point. We're not talking kids that come from poverty, right? So a Hellcat and $75,000 might not be that big of a deal to these kids. And I didn't think of that, but from my understanding, the Tahoe area and that area are wealthier families. Tattoos, you live close. Would you say that's accurate? I will, Michelle K. Or anybody that might live in that vicinity or knows am I correct in the Truckee, Tahoe area being wealthier? Okay. So yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. It's very rich. Okay, so I mean, to me, it's like that. I don't think that you wouldn't say that, Annika. Okay. I will watch it, S. Hockett. Thank you. I just don't think at this point, if $75,000 is being offered plus a Hellcat that Ryan Upchurch delivers himself, hasn't done it for somebody to talk, I think it's gonna be. I'm worried, but
Especially
is
if it
there?
could,
Okay, Annika. What's
especially
that,
if it
Pumpkin?
could, I was like, especially if it could lead to charges, you know, they're not going to come forward if they know, hey, if I just let this slip and so gets arrested, it could come down on me. You know, there's that other implication there too.
That's
You know,
true. That's true. Beatlemaniac, I didn't know what it was either until Ryan Upchurch said it. It's a car. It's a nice car, I guess. Hey, Eric. But, well, listen, y'all, I gotta, what time is it? 12:19. It's way past my bed. No, I'm going to hop off here. This was a great discussion. I have enjoyed you guys being in here. I'm glad I was able to go live and Punkette. Wait, I want to see what Navigator says. Look at the Martha Moxley case. Big money and no one said, yeah, you're right. You know what, Navigator? That was a really good point because I kind of thought that, like, it's almost like, feels like image is more important in this case right now. Yeah, you're right, Navigator. Yeah, it is. I've heard it's a massive tourist spot in the summer. But all right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna hop up, Punkette. You know, I love you. Thank you so much for doing so much work on this with us. And I will see y'all tomorrow. And thanks, guys, for being here on a late Friday night. And I'll try to bring back my mansion and my blue headphones. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.